Okay, today's lesson is number 19, and we're studying France. We are off to France. We have several travel options to choose from. Would you prefer a plane, a ferry, or a train? We could cross back into the United Kingdom and take a ferry across the Channel. There are 5 ports in England connecting with 8 ports in France, and a total of 61 crossings every day. There are lots of ferry options. The most unique option would be to take a train through a tunnel under the ocean. Beginning in Folkestone, Kent, in England, and traveling as far under the ocean floor as 246 feet, we'd arrive at Calais, France, in about half an hour. Or we could take a high-speed train straight from London to Paris in just over 2 hours. There are various types of trains that travel on this rail line, from passenger trains to freight trains, as well as trains that you can drive a car onto just like a ferry. This tunnel is a true engineering marvel, with 2 rail tunnels and a small service tunnel all under sea. Although it is not the longest tunnel in the world that goes under the sea at 31 miles long, it does have the longest underwater section of any tunnel in the world. When it opened in 1994, after 6 years of construction, it had almost 15 billion euros, more than twice as much as they had originally thought. The quick facts of France are that the population is 65.18 million. The government is Unitarian Semi-Presidential Republic. The size of the country is 248,000 miles, 248,000 miles big. Capital city, Paris. Official language, French. Landmark, Pont de Gaulle. And that size of the country was 248,573 miles instead of just 248,000. The land and animals. While traveling in France, you will see many different types of landscape, from the French Riviera along the beautiful Mediterranean Sea to the iconic French vineyards at the lower Alps. France has everything, including great snorkeling in the Mediterranean Sea and fantastic skiing in the Alps. France is home to Europe's tallest mountain west of the Caucasus Mountains. Mont Blanc is located in Italy. The beautiful mountain rises 15,774 feet above sea level and is 11th highest mountain peak in the world. It is easy to see where the name comes from. Mont is mountain and Blanc is white. When you see its perpetually snowy peak. One unique animal you may find in the south of France is the flamingo. This beautiful bird is found in the region of Cartenay along the Rhone River Delta. These beautiful birds are a grayish red when they hatch, not the bright pink that we tend to associate with them. Over time, they obtain this bright pink to pinkish red and pinkish orange from their food source. These wading birds primarily eat aquatic foods such as larvae, crustaceans, and mollusks, as well as blue-green algae and brine shrimp. These food sources contain a bacteria that causes their color to change to the characteristic pink flamingo we think of most often. These long-legged birds can grow up to a height of 5 feet and weigh up to 8 pounds. The landmark that we're going to learn about is the famous Pont de Gaulle in a Roman aqueduct, a structure made to transport fresh water. You'll probably find some pictures of this. It's found in southern France. It was built by the Romans to carry water from the spring at Usis to the Roman settlement of Nemesis, or Nimes, about 2,000 years ago. This bridge aqueduct is the tallest known Roman aqueduct and has been one of the best preserved. It was designed with 3 arched bridges built one on top of the other. The top of the bridge has a gently sloped channel for carrying water away from the spring towards the settlement. The whole length of the bridge aqueduct system is 31 miles, and it allowed water to easily travel over a wide variety of terrain, such as underground passages, mountains, and rivers. It truly is a testament to the great engineering feats of the Roman Empire. France. France is famous for its food, from cheeses to pastries to signature main dishes. This country has some truly tasty food. A visit to France would be lacking without a stop at a local pastry shop for a croissant. But once you see all that a French bakery has to offer, you just might leave with more than just one croissant. France is home to the classic baguette, mandolins, macaroons, and Paris Brest, among many other pastries. The pastries being made or talk to a pastry chef, you will have a new and deep appreciation for the challenging nature of these delicious snacks. Have you ever eaten, I don't know how to pronounce it, soup de lion, or in English, French onion soup, or ratatouille? These are common French main courses that are known throughout the world. French onion soup can be traced back as far as 2,000 years and was typically a dish made by poor people. Today, you can find it in the menu at many restaurants and in many counties. Today's version of the soup dates to the 18th century and is made with caramelized onions swimming in a base of beef stock. This delightful soup is usually topped with croutons and broiled cheese. If you haven't ever eaten ratatouille, you may recognize the name for a popular children's cartoon that was released several years ago. Fortunately, the dish does not have anything to do with rats. It comes from the southeast of France and is a vegetarian dish that can be served as a full meal, side dish, or a stuffing for other dishes, like an omelet or a crepe. The dish is made of tomatoes, garlic, onions, zucchini, eggplant, carrots, peppers, and various herbs. Transportation. Transportation in France is generally fast and efficient. It is said that a public transit system in Paris is likely the best in Europe for speed, efficiency, and distance. Most other major French cities are followed in Paris's footsteps and seeking to provide well-planned public transportation throughout their municipalities. This is largely in an attempt to discourage the use of cars due to the pollution caused by vehicles. France boasts a state-run railroad network providing efficient transport through the countryside of Europe's second-largest country, as well as many flight options within the country. It is safe to say that even with the large size of France, it is truly possible to see the whole beautiful country with ease. History and culture. A trip to France wouldn't be the same without at least a walk past Paris' most iconic landmark, the Eiffel Tower. This beautiful iron tower was built in 1889 and attracts more visitors than any other paid tourist attraction in the entire world, estimated at approximately 7 million per year. It was used as the entrance to the World Fair that France hosted as part of their celebration of the 100-year anniversary of the French Revolution. The tower is named for the man who owned the company that was commissioned to build it, Alexander Gustave Eiffel. This same man is responsible for the iconic Statue of Liberty located in New York. This impressive structure was originally intended to be a temporary exhibit and was almost torn down in 1909. But some forward-thinking city officials recognized its potentials as a radio telegraph station. During World War I, it was used to intercept enemy radio communication as well as to dispatch troops. In World War II, the Germans ordered that the tower be destroyed, but for some reason it was never accomplished. While the Germans occupied Paris, the French resistance fighters cut the Eiffel towers, elevator cables, forcing the Nazis to climb the stairs. And believe it or not, that ends our lesson for today, lesson 19.